Good afternoon and welcome back. For those of you joining us, today we're going to talk about parts of a business letter, okay? And I'm going to give you a sample letter. As you can see, I've started here already. The first part of a business letter is your name, your address, okay? Which this is the return address for them to respond to you, or the sender's address, okay? And then you have, under that, which you have space here, then you have your date, okay? You always got to put the date. And yes, if you're talking about American style, that means you have the month, the day, and then the year. Some people like to do it differently and do the day, the month, and the year. But for Americans, we do month, day, year. Okay? Then you have, after this, which you will have a space, you have to drop down again and do a little bit of a space here. Mr. Sam Jones, okay? Let's say he's the president, or if you want, the CEO of a company. And let's say the company is Toys R Us, okay? Now, this particular part is going to be called the inside address, okay? And the inside address is the recipient's name. And if you're not sure what I mean by recipient, it means the person you are sending it to. You're using the recipient's formal name here, okay? His title, which is the president, and the company that he's working for. All right? After that, we'll slide this up here. Once you do that, then you are putting in the recipient's address, okay? And the address could be 1234 Elm Street, okay? And you put his city, New York, and whatever his zip code is, okay? And this is the recipient's address, okay? Where the letter is going to, all right? These are the first things for a business letter to be written. Okay? All right. I'll leave that a minute and let you take a look at it. I will get rid of this and give you the rest of the parts. Okay, after the recipient's address, we then have the salutation. And the salutation is basically, Dear Mr. Jones, or Dear Mrs. Jones, whatever it may be, okay? You're going to put the colon there afterwards. Some people like to put a comma, but a colon is more formal than a comma, okay? And yes, of course, your salutation has to be formal. Again, like I said in a previous video, you cannot say, Dear Sam. This is very casual, very informal. Okay? After that, you then have, let's say I start this way. This letter is to inform you of a problem, yes, I have had with a toy that I purchased at your store. Okay? Now this part right here, this is basically the body of the letter, or if you want to say the details, the purpose of the letter, okay? And if you notice, we don't use simple words like I bought at your store. You need to be more formal and use other words besides the common words that we use. So we would use purchased as well as inform. This is very informal or formal as well. So you wouldn't say this letter is to tell you. You want to inform someone, not to just tell them. Okay? If I said, I purchased a karaoke machine. Oh my goodness. I purchased a karaoke machine at your store. And yes, remember, you do have to put the date of when you did that. At your store on December 21, 2000. Okay? And you do have to write out the date. There is no abbreviations here. In formal letters, we don't use a lot of abbreviations when we're writing the letter. It was used for a New Year's Eve party. Okay? That my family had, sorry, I said and, that my family had for some friends. Okay? That evening, I guess I could just put this up here and stop reading it to you. Yes. Okay, so this, like I said before, is the body of the letter, okay? I purchased a karaoke machine at your store on December 21st, 2000. It was used for a New Year's Eve party that my family had for some friends. That evening before the party, we plugged in the machine and set it up. When I first tried to test the machine, the CD started to play sound, but there were no words on the screen. We read the directions and tried other CDs, but the machine never worked. Now, writing this, okay, is basically letting them know that exactly what the problem is, and you didn't have to go into a lot of unnecessary details, okay? Formal letters, this is what you have to do. Keep it to the point, don't drag things out, okay? And just make sure that you're getting what you want to say across without any confusion. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to conclude this letter, basically. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. We're having a little power problem. There we go. We're back. Okay. We're basically coming down to the conclusion of the letter here. And I will write this quickly so you don't have to hear me. As you may Okay. Last of the letter, in conclusion, basically, as you may guess, the party was not the same without the karaoke machine. Therefore, I wanted to write this letter to let you know what happened and ask that you use brands that are more reliable than the one that I purchased. Now look, some people get frustrated because you get something that doesn't work and you like to say you're going to complain and all of this. Don't get too carried away with how you're describing the problem or get too carried away with your frustration with the product, okay? Again, keep it short, simple, direct, and everything will be fine, okay? Then you will conclude with, thank you for your time. Or thank you very much for your time, right? Then you're going to have your closing, okay? All right? Or here, let me do this. When you are closing the letter, okay, you have your complimentary closing. Okay. Sincerely, regards. Yours truly, from, okay? You can use those things. Then you're going to have your signature. And then you will have your typed name or printed name. Okay? All right. So I will say that's going to conclude today's video. And again, if you have any comments or suggestions, put them in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.